Hey guys, Nico here, and I just want to share with you guys some tips on setting up New Year's resolutions so that you can have an epic 2017. So I personally had an amazing 2016, and I could attribute a lot of my success to the goal setting I set prior to the year. So I want to share my process and my tips and tricks so that hopefully that you can have an amazing year. Instead of creating New Year's resolutions that are the exact same as last year, or creating really random ones that you're not really sure whether you're going to follow through or not, in my personal opinion, reflecting back on your last year will be the most beneficial route for you to having a greater year. You can measure exactly how well you did last year and use that as a benchmark for how you're going to take action this year. So the process I use is 5 simple steps that should only take you 30 minutes to an hour. And we want to keep this simple because the easier it is, the more likely it is that we're able to follow through with it. So step number 1 is to celebrate your wins. Take the time to journal all your wins from 2016. From your activities, to your habits, to the people you've met, the relationships you built, the experiences you've had, all the achievements that you've had in 2016, and be proud of them. This is such an important step because what it does is it allows us to take a step back and really appreciate life. And a lot of the times we tend to forget or ignore this, and I'm guilty of this myself all the time. Savor the moment. This step allows you to internalize that life is a journey to be experienced, not a problem to be solved. Step number 2 is to look through all the learning experiences in 2016. Look at all the different negative experiences and look at how you can leverage those to guide you towards success in 2017. This goes from negative people, toxic people, the poor habits you've had, or the different mistakes that you've made. Reflect on those. We tend to have a bias towards finding all the negatives. So don't forget to look at these as nothing more as a learning experience, as a form of feedback that will help you become more successful in 2017. So step 1 and 2 should only take you about 2 to 3 pages of journaling, but it's up to you how much time you want to spend on it. Step number 3 is to look for the 20%. I don't know if you've heard of Pareto's principle or the 80-20 principle, but it's a principle that says about 20% of your cause will create about 80% of your effect. And this goes the same with goal setting. So 20% of your activities, the people, your habits, will create about 80% of your results or your joy. And adversely, 20% of certain activities, people, or habits will create 80% of the negative emotions that you feel. So look through your list from steps 1 and 2 and see what are the 20%. What's the 20% causing you the most results and the least results? This will help guide where you should put your attention on for 2017. So now that you know where to put your attention towards, it's time for step 4, which is setting SMART goals. By SMART goals, it means that it's specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Saying your goal is, I want to get fit. It's a goal, however, it doesn't provide you the clarity or the focus so that you can take the actionable steps. So a SMART goal would be, I want to be 160 pounds with 12% body fat by December 31st, 2017. It's a specific goal. You can measure the results. It's achievable. It's relevant to what I want to achieve, and it's time bound. So take the 20% that you've pointed out in step 3 and use those as a guideline to help you set up SMART goals for 2017. I typically categorize my goals into 5 categories: my physical and mental health, my relationships, spirituality, if that's relevant to you, your work, career, or business, or school, and the 5th one is some sort of creative work such as learning an instrument or learning a new language or any hobbies that you have. And of course, you could tailor these to whatever your goals are or whatever your priorities are. So 2 notes when you're setting up these goals. One is you need to really believe that you can achieve them. Right now, you might be super ambitious and pumped up and might want to set up 20 goals for yourself for 2017. However, if you don't truly believe that you can achieve all of this, you're setting up yourself for failure. So what I recommend is making 3 to 5 goals that are a stretch, but you know that if you put in the work that you can actually achieve. This way, when you look back on your 2017, you can say, yeah, I did those things. However, you're setting yourself up to win. Secondly, you want to make sure that you're committed to these goals, that you actually want to get these goals. There's a difference between interested and committed. If you're interested, it means that you kind of want the goals, however, you're not really willing to put in the work. Once you're committed, all your excuses go out the window. You're willing to put in the work, you're willing to pay the cost, you're willing to make the sacrifices. So when you're setting these goals, believe and commit. Now that you have your goals set up for 2017, the last step is to internalize and reevaluate. By internalize, I mean for the next 30 to 60 days, spend 2 minutes daily looking over your goals. Spend 2 minutes reading word for word every single one of your goals, not skimming. Put it in your bathroom window or put it somewhere in your room where it's easy to access. What this does, it allows you to really internalize your goals and have it in the back of your mind at all times. What this does is that when you're in the moment, of making a decision, your actions will be more aligned to your goals in a subconscious level. An example of this is if one of your goals is to travel and you really, really want to travel, the next time that you go out to eat, you'll have your goal at the back of your mind. So when someone asks you to go out, it's very easy for you to politely say no and decline the offer. Lastly, you want to reevaluate. Your priorities will shift over time, so it's very important for you to check over your goals quarterly. Spend 15 to 30 minutes, look over your goals, see if it's still relevant to you, and adjust your goals accordingly. So those are my 5 steps to setting up my New Year's resolutions. Hopefully you found that helpful. Don't forget that this is customizable. Pick and choose whichever parts resonate with you the most and use those to set up your own goals for 2017. What's important is that you introspect, that you reflect, that you goal set so that you can help evolve as an individual and make sure that your 2017 is amazing. So I'll be putting up some more videos on how to set up proper habits, how to follow through with your goals, and how to make 2017 an unbelievable year. So hopefully stick around, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, and share it with a friend. Have a happy new year. Let's make 2017 an epic year, a year to remember. Love you all.